Good evening.
Good evening.
It's Art Zen and Now with another installment of collectibles. Tonight's episode is about Murano glass. And since we're talking about Italy, because Murano is in Venice, we got a little wine.
Cheers.
And we have Italian roast espresso, actually real Italian beans, in cups from Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. I need to show these up close because our friend Dave from London bought these to us. And they're beautiful, straight from the Queen's Palace.
Fine bone china.
Whoops, I don't even know if that's showing. But anyway, very pretty, from 1994.
Another vintage collectible, but that's a whole different episode.
And we're keeping these, so
cups,
don't ask for these.
Cups are a whole different episode.
Yes. Anyway, so we'll start with our Venetian glass, Murano.
A little bit of history on Murano.
Right. So Murano's a little island outside of Venice.
Just off the coast of Venice. And it was moved there because they started producing glass back in the 1200s. And a little fire broke out at one point. They were worried about the glassmakers burning down the whole city. So they said, tell you what, we'll put you on this island over here, okay? And everybody went, oh, okay. Good idea. So anyway, that's why they're basically got moved down onto the island.
What, the 1700s?
I don't know when they actually did that.
It's around there.
I don't
It took
recall.
a few hundred years. Anyway, so this is our little collection. I don't know if you can see it all, but we'll hold it all up. Should we start with the...
Primarily, we have what they call aquariums.
We like the fish aquariums. Let's start with this. We'll start with the small one or the large one?
It doesn't matter, whichever you like.
Let's start with the small one. This one, we're actually not 100% sure this is Murano. But we think it is.
Sure
we're pretty
it is.
sure.
Just due to the clarity and the color and the deepness of the cobalt glass.
Excuse the fingerprints.
Definitely Murano.
I should clean that off. But anyway, it's beautiful. Then we have these little square ones.
Which are paperweights.
Pretty though, multi-dimensional, beautiful colors. This is what we look for. Beautiful colors, clarity of glass, details of the fish and the flora. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I mean.
Fish and, anyway, those are all little beautiful things. But
the
these
larger pieces are the pieces that are great. Yeah, be careful. You make me so nervous when you hold that.
This is very, catch.
Because it weighs like 10 pounds.
That's not even funny.
Big piece.
This one has an old, this is, it's over 10 pounds, I think. And this is a little Murano sticker that we kind of trace back to the 60s, was it?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, this is, I'm out of shape. But anyway, you can see the clarity of the glass, the colors, and the details in the fish are beautiful. Multi-dimensional controlled bubbles.
Sorry for the lighting, by the way.
The lighting.
We've been playing with the lighting and it's just not really working
no,
out
I'm
as
hoping
well
you
as
saw
I'd like
that.
it to.
But it's beautiful.
And then this is a more modern aquarium here. And you can tell the difference between the modern and the more classic or the more expensive, in many cases, aquariums. Because you notice the coral and the seaweed and stuff in that, it's very stick-like and very simplistic. And this one over here, it's much more intricate and flowing.
The fish are still beautiful.
Bubbles, the bullicante. That's what they call it, controlled bubbles. They're much more involved and evolved in this piece compared to that piece. So just something
a beautiful
to
little
think of.
Scalloped.
That's still definitely Murano. It's got a sticker.
It's got the sticker on the bottom, but it's a newer sticker.
And that's probably more of a tourist piece rather than a true art glass piece like this one over here.
That one wobbles when you set it down a tiny bit.
bit.
But anyway, and then, we have the smaller ones.
Maybe if you stood back a little bit, you get better light. There you go.
This one is not as impressive, but it's still very cute.
It's considered a tourist piece.
It's like you went to the fair and you won a fish and they put it in a little baggie for you with a little bow. Not as detailed, but still very charming piece. I have sold one of those before.
We also have this little, one of the important things about Murano glass is a signed piece by one of the Venetian glass masters is worth considerably more than an unsigned piece. That doesn't mean that the unsigned piece was not made by one of the masters, especially the older ones. They didn't really start signing them until the 90s, probably. Gosh, you make me
I know,
nervous
right?
when you do that.
But I have to hold it because it feels very good in your hands.
Yeah, they do feel good in your hands.
And this one has a lot of scratches on the bottom, so even
Which
if it
is
had a signature,
indication of age.
you know, it's been sitting on someone's, I don't know, patio or something for a long time, but it doesn't have any cracks, any broken pieces yet.
Yeah.
And so it really is heavy though.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Over 10 pounds.
It's weird that I'm so weak.
And what's interesting about this too is it's got this jellyfish in it. And if you look at it from one side, it looks one way. If you look at it from the other side, it looks another way. So they're very dimensional and very cool. What I was talking about on the signatures, like this little owl here, which is very cute, is actually a signed piece.
Bug-eyed owl. It's
By
got
one of
big
the
eyes.
Murano masters. It's got a signature here on the bottom. So that's something else to keep your eyes open for. And on any piece of art glass, the signed pieces are really something you'd want to look for.
Yeah, we do have for sale.
Yes.
It is for sale up on eBay, I think.
Now you can also tell by the color and clarity of these pieces, like this fish here is just gorgeous.
You want me to? So I'll hold that up for you because
I think this is good. Okay.
it's very pretty. Has Murano sticker, probably from the 70s. Do you think?
I'm not sure on that one.
We need to look these stickers up because you can tell.
That looks like 70s or 80s stickers. You
It's
can
much-
actually find databases or pictures of stickers that kind of give you an idea of what era they're from.
Yeah, there is a site that you could. We haven't explored it too much yet, but
Yeah,
if you know anything about these pieces, you can
there's
let us
actually
know.
collector sites that actually discuss the stickers and what era they might be from. This piece here is interesting in that
Want me to hold it?
it doesn't quite have. No, I don't think so. Not for this piece. It doesn't quite have the clarity of the glass. It's just not quite as beautiful. So it could be an end of day kind of piece that they did in Murano, but the fish is very simplistic. It's got two fish.
But it could also be a knockoff.
Yeah, this
Chinese
could
knockoff?
possibly be
We don't know about that one.
Chinese. It may not be Murano, and you can
Still
look
pretty.
at the difference in the glass, and this just doesn't quite have
It
the
could
beauty
be,
of the glass.
as you say, it could be another,
Could be end of day,
or it could be a, just
Or it
a
could be a knockoff.
student, or
yeah.
so we're not so sure about that one. If you know,
So,
let us know.
yeah.
But that's just about it. We were asked, how do you judge what pieces of Murano to buy, and that's kind of how we do it. We prefer a sticker or a signature, but
And why would you collect Murano?
because it's appreciating in value. Well,
Yeah.
and these are like pieces of art. They are pieces
They
of
are
art.
pieces of art.
And we love to rescue art, and we've rescued most of these from thrift
Estate
stores and
sales.
estate sales mostly, and from travelers that had a lot of Murano in their house.
Yeah.
And that's how kind of how you can judge also.
If you go to Italy and you go into Venice, I think even when you were in Venice, you said you walked past the shops and they would have windows full of this kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
so.
that was when it was considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
And have you told about the
No,
furnaces?
I haven't.
Because that's important to know that since 2020,
COVID hit, which caused a lot of the factories to have extreme financial hardship because, well, the entire country of Italy pretty much shut down for virtually a year, which,
more.
These places, the furnaces have to stay hot in order to not be completely rebuilt in the first place. So if the furnaces shut down, basically it's a good way for a glassmaker to go completely out of business, especially if their masters get old and the apprentices decide to go off and move on to do other things. That's happened. And then recently, with the Ukraine-Russian war, the supply of natural gas, which is used to power the furnaces and heat the furnaces, the price went up astronomically. And that caused a number of the smaller glass foundries to basically shut down or go out of business or reduce themselves down to maybe one small furnace. So that in turn will probably cause the prices of any Murano glass to go up over the next several years, because it's a supply and demand thing.
But the good news is in 5 days they're having the festival, Art Glass Festival in Venice now, because they
actually have a floating furnace, don't they?
They got a floating furnace for this year that they're going to do some glass blowing demonstrations. And if you're near or around Venice, in 5 days, go to it and then tell us about it, because we would love to be there if it was in our budget. But we would love to hear of anyone who gets to go to, even if you're looking at this years later. We want to know about your trips to see some glass blowing.
Leave a comment, talk to us.
You can also look it up on YouTube,
comments,
because this is a very convoluted artistic endeavor, because they don't just blow the stuff like a balloon and it just appears. It's layered, and so it takes a lot of...
Yeah, it's what they call the submerso technique, where basically these fish get submerged, submerso, in between this glass. And each of these fish is created individually ahead of time, and then they're effectively folded into this glass, and it all gets sealed back together. And that's another important part, is each of these fish, you can tell the difference in the way to tell a really good aquarium is the quality of the fish inside the aquarium. The more detailed they are,
these are very detailed over here,
the more you're likely to have a really good piece. They're good.
But you can just tell the difference between the
a
older
difference in
piece and
quality.
the newer meaning probably 80s.
Yeah, and this is
60s.
another good indicator here, is if you notice the little stick-like pieces down there compared to these nice flowing forms that are in that.
I won't pick it up again.
Okay, thank you.
But anyway, that's what we know about Murano glass, and if
we're not experts by any means, but
if you are, hey, let us know something.
We love the stuff, and what we have learned so far has been fascinating, and
it's worth investing in and holding on to, and we'll see what the industry does. Hopefully they revive it, and I just see that it's going to go up in price, even if they do, because gas prices are a lot higher. And
well, the other thing is glass tends to break. I mean, things get knocked over, things get broken, so one of these nice pieces of art could easily get knocked off a table, and that's the last of it. And they're all one of a kind. It's not like any of these is mass produced. Each one is one of a kind.
Like original art.
Yeah.
And so, think of it like that, and I don't know what else.
I think that's probably a nice little synopsis, and thanks for watching. And
please, if you have questions or answers, either one.
Comments,
anything, just leave.
Let us know.
Because we have 13 subscribers, and we're so
growing
happy.
like wildfire.
And we've been out for a week. We've been doing these videos.
A couple of weeks now.
And we're enjoying it, and we'll do it even if we only ever have 13.
We're going to cover all kinds of different collectibles and art forms and stuff we like to collect, stuff that is collectible. This is just a fraction of the art glass world.
It's just a fraction of what we have too. We have a lot more glass art.
There's glass from Italy, there's glass from Ireland, there's glass from France. We've sold some nice pieces from France.
France glass.
So there's paperweights, there's what's called Millefiori, which we don't have.
But we showed the candy.
Here.
Did I show the candy?
I don't think
I'll show the candy.
Oh, the candy, yeah.
The candy,
There's the little fox over there too.
No, the fox is not Murano.
No, he's English.
He's Langham, England, but he is...
I was just talking about different forms of
He's cute
art
too.
glass.
He's a really cute fox. I think I have him up for sale, but it has a sticker still on it. And it's Langham glass.
Yeah.
And
so art glass comes in
flag.
multiple forms from many different countries, and
I hope
It's
that
very
shows
collectible and very cool stuff if you want to get into something that's not just
And
paintings or whatever, you know.
Here's our
Candy.
Murano
Candy. Anyone?
candy. Isn't it lovely? Some of it's broken, of course.
Which is what I was just talking about. It's easy to break it.
We're not going to sell it anyway because I'm going to eat this. Yum. Anyway, so that's about it. Oh, this one's pretty.
That's very pretty.
They're just all very pretty, and it's fun to have a little bowl of candy on your table at Christmas.
It never goes bad.
Never goes bad. You don't have to feed the fox.
You don't want to give it to Halloween for trick or treating.
No, don't do that because you probably
get in trouble.
arrested. But anyway, that's about it for now, and I hope you have a good. Well, today was Labor Day.
Yes.
And so to all you laborers out there, happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
And it rained today in Houston. So
anybody in labor, good luck with your pregnancy and all that.
And so we've had a good day. It rained. It rained
Yes.
for the first time in
Basically
58,
60 days.
60 days. And here in Houston, everything was drying
about
up.
that.
So it's a little bit better now, and we're experiencing a little bit cooler weather. But
yeah, it's been 100 degrees for almost 40 days. 40
So,
days, yeah.
We're looking forward to fall. But
Yes.
anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Water coming from the sky. It's watering my plant.